today I'm here to do a top 5 Tuesday, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 underhyped books. So last week was overhyped, this week is underhyped, and I'm pretty excited to talk about some books that I just want more people to read and I'm just not seeing around as much as I hope. And some of them are older titles that just don't have any hype anymore. Like, I feel like some of these, like when they first came out, there was that hype, but you know, it's more fun when books that deserve the hype just continually keep streaming through the people, and these books have not been streaming for the people, and I just want more people to read them. So let's get into this list. Number 5 on my list is Mystic City by Theo Lawrence. So this is the one that came out quite a while ago, but I'm really sad that it doesn't have enough hype because we are not getting a third book, guys. I'm so annoyed because more people need to read this. Like, I don't know if he only got a 2-book deal and he wrote the first 2. So we have Mystic City and Toxic Heart, and like that was good that we have the second book, but no third book has happened, and this book came out in 2012, so it has been a hot minute. But I just want more people to talk about it because I did think this was a really fun first book, and like, yeah, since I have read more, I get how it can be very repetitive. It can be very similar to a lot of books now, and like a lot of people would probably be like, ugh, but like honestly, this was a gem when I first read it, and I still love it, and it's still got a spot in my heart. And I just love Arya and Hunter's like romance. It's so adorable. They are so adorable, and it just needs the hype. It needs to bring some hype in, and I want to see this book more often. Number 4 on my list is A Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. This is one that like there was quite a bit of hype when it first came out, and now I don't even see it anywhere. People don't mention it in booktube videos, people don't mention it on Bookstagram, and I mean, if there is people mentioning it, I don't know who they are. My social medias are just not bringing this up, and I loved this book. Serena and Nomi are such great characters. Queen of Ruin is something I'm so excited to read. It's getting sooner, and like we're getting closer to the halfway through the year part, so it means like book releases are coming more often, and I'm so excited. I just love this book, and there's so many good elements to it, and I love watching these two very different people be put into situations that they cannot handle, but they still get through it, and like it left on a cliffhanger, guys. I'm like still dying. Like nearly a year later, I can't cope and I need the next book, but I just want more people to talk about this again, and I hope the hype brings it back up when book 2 comes out. Number 3 on my list is Rain the Earth by AC Gorgon, and like, yes, again, there is hype around this one, but not enough. It's underhyped in my opinion, and I feel people brush off this series because it's elemental magic, and everyone's like, yeah, who even reads elemental magic anymore? That's so stupid. And I'm like, mate, give this one a go because it's amazing, and it was just so heartwarming for me, and all the characters are great, and the magic was like a lot of fun. And you know how we always complain about magic systems that are too difficult? This is not. Elemental magic is so easy to follow, and that's why it's so good. But I just want more hype around this, and I'm so excited for there to be more books in this series because there's not really any news about what's like happening soon with this, so I hope we do get more books because I loved it. And Empress in the Sky was also really good, but this is one that I do think is underhyped, and I want more people to read it and to mention it. Number 2 on my list is Iron Cast by Destiny Storia. So the only reason that I read this book, back in the day, one of the book clubs that I was in decided to read this, and I had never heard of it, didn't really know what was going on with this, but I read it and I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that because they picked this book, more people have read it, but I still need more people to read this. Like, this is such a good story, and it's magical realism. It's set in 1919. It's all speakeasy, jazz club, gang, mobster kind of vibe, and there's 2 best friends who are basically sisters, and there's a lot of shit that happens, but it was just so good. And also there's a lot of diversity in this book that people would like want to pick up, and it's a standalone, and it's just I can't even. I loved it so much, and more people need to read this. And number 1 on my list is Lady Helen and the Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman, or it could be just the Dark Days Club if you're in America or the UK. But this book needs more hype, and like Alison Goodman is amazing. Like, she even liked my photo on Instagram and I got so excited. But I think a big reason why people didn't read this is such an ugly ass cover. Like, the second one I actually really enjoyed the cover, and the third one's okay, but like damn, I've seen so many people unhaul this just because this is so ugly. But you need to give it a go. So this is set in 1812. Is it a Regency novel? I don't it's very hard. Like, I just say all books that are set in the olden days are Regency, but it's like the good thing about this is, so it's about demon fighters and it's very much like the Infernal Devices, so if you liked that, pick this up. But it's really good because it's just so detailed. Like, at the start when I first read this one, it was very hard to get into because I was like, oh my god, why do I need to know for 20 ass pages how they get dressed and eat breakfast? But like by the end of it, I was living for it. It's so good to know this information and just to really feel like it's set in the time, because there's so many books that do it, they don't actually care about being really proper. So like in this book, when like she's caught alone with a man, everyone loses their fucking shit. But like in other books, like people can just be like having sex down the street and no one gives a shit. And I'm just like, what about the virtue? Like, what about being proper? Like, how are people meant to feel? And how they're always like, oh, I shouldn't have a boy in my room. And yet it happens every single page where it just doesn't feel realistic and they're like set away from the world. And it's like, it's only a setting, but it's not a way of life. Like, this book makes it a way of life. I have so many feelings and I need more people to read this. It's so good. Read it. So these are the 5 books that I feel deserve more hype. And if you haven't read them, pick them up. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you guys later. Bye!